Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks and all our members in the trading room. So thank you all for being here. Today's date is Monday, 2012. 2012. Let's try this again. Today is Monday, February 12th, 2024. 2024. Okay. So couple of things we need to remember. Monday, this coming Monday, next Monday is a holiday, so think about that. You may not want to hold positions over a 3-day weekend, so always keeping that in mind. We still have some earnings coming up. I think for the most part, the biggies are all gone. But there's still some earnings that can make some changes. We have today at 11:45 Eastern. If you're not doing anything, please join me in the LTA room. There'll be plenty of links floating around. We're going to break down some charts and see if we can put some nice charts together for trading. So hope you can join me there today. Today's Monday, February 12th. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. So here's a chart that I think has been a winner for a lot of us here in the room. I'm not sure exactly who bought into Amazon last week. I know I did. Friday I sold half of it, made a nice tidy little sum, and then it really looks like it's setting up to move just a little bit higher. Nothing about the pre-market suggests we're going to go lower. My only thing that I would be concerned with is we may be getting a little too far from the T-line, so watch that. But a little bit of pullback might be opportunity, so let's just keep an eye on it. Above all, think profits. Okay. Remember, if you get a little concerned and worried about it, you can take some profits off the table. You can always buy it back. You really, really can, and you'll always get another chance to. So no worries there. All right, let's quickly peek at the SPY. Congratulations to Rickster, one of our members here. I think. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look for Paul. Paul had 515 up here. So let's see if Paul can push us up there. We'll see what goes on. Rickster, if you're in the room or anything, you like pizza, you let me know. I think you deserve a pizza from Hit and Run Candlesticks delivered to your house. So Paul, same thing. Nice call in the 500. All right, so I'm going to move. Well, yeah, we'll see you, Rickster. Okay, we're going to put you out there, out to pasture. Now we're on the move here. The trend is still bullish. Everything still looks really good. Even if we got all the way up here to 515, we're still going to have normal pullbacks, and we've got to trade the trades as we would any time. Not just some, hey, here we go. Watch for the pullbacks, watch for the opportunities, watch for the profit taking as we move up. Qs are still looking great. I'm going to just go right through these real quick. The diamonds are looking okay. I wish they were up a little bit with, the way the SPY is and the Qs are, but that's all right. This is actually forming a fairly good chart pattern right in here. You've got this nice top. Some people would say, tops like that are not good. Well, let's not shoot it just yet, because we also have higher lows setting up, and that is a bullish pattern. Of course, it needs to break out. That's what we're looking for. An ascending triangle is what we've got. If it breaks down, that will tell a story, and we will need to pay attention to that. IWM, oh my goodness. IWM is just cooking, and this could be a game changer in the market. This could absolutely be a game changer in the market. So we want to watch this. IWM has pulled back to the 50-period moving average. It tested it. It tried to sneak up with no success. Back to the 50 to test, to bring in more buyers than sellers. Now we've pushed up over this trend line. The big goal now is stay above that trend line. I think let's do it this way too. I'm going to take about that line right there, connect to that low, connect to that high. This right now is where I would want it to stay above. So we'll keep the downtrend line for now, but above 195.15. And what this would do is, there we go. What this would do is set us up for a low, high. And if it did pull back to that area, that's the 50% retracement. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then we'll look for some buying. And it doesn't have to pull back all that way. It could pull back to here and then start up. Bottom line, over this downtrend line, over 195.13-ish, that's a type of chart I like, bullish. All right, let's look at some charts that might be setting up. Let's take a look at low, L-O-W, L-O-W. Look, this thing gapped up. Now, I personally don't generally trade gaps. I really don't, and I have no intention of trading this gap. However, when charts gap up, these are great charts to put on your watch list and wait for the pullback. Let's go back and look at this right here, okay? There we go. Just look at this candle right here. So I know this is not a gap, but that's a big candle. This gap here, that's nothing but a big candle. That's all it is. So here we move up. Nobody really, nobody in our circle, the circle we run with, nobody buys it up here. All right? Everybody wants to wait for a pullback. Well, shebang. Look at that. All righty? So why don't we wait for a pullback? And then shebang. There we go. So these are great charts for the watch list. I love charts that show positive bullish attitude. And that's what it's doing. It's showing positive bullish attitude. All we need is for it to blink its eyes once or twice, and then we pop an entry in there. Pretty simple. Take a look at LABU, the biotech, XBI I also have on here. Look at that nice rounded bottom setting up. Nice. So this is showing some positive trading. This is showing some positive trading here that the bulls are looking to get in. Now, as traders, what we want to do is negotiate that entry. Now, the stock's been up 1, 2, and then it looks like today's going to be 3 days. So we want to negotiate that entry in there. Somebody might look at a pullback. I don't think this is up so much that it can't be looked at pretty much on that breakout right through there. I think it's setting up pretty good in here. So I'm going to have my eyes on LABU, and XBI is another one that if you don't want the, what was I going to say? If you don't want the LABU because it's a triple ETF, well, here's XBI. That might work. Let's see. Dennis is asking me a question. Can you tell me why to ignore the failed gap? I'm not telling you to ignore the failed gap. Okay. Wait a minute. Are we talking about gap ups in low on low here? I'm not telling you to ignore it. I'm just sharing with you that part of my strategy, I don't typically trade gaps. That's all I'm saying. I would rather be patient and let it pull back. Okay. That's what I would rather do. Did I read your question right? And does the answer close the question? Or please, if it's different. Okay, good. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at we already looked at IWM. Hey, let's look at Simon Property. So I love it when charts do this right here. They rally up. They rally up. I love that. Years ago, I used to say, dang it, I missed the trade. Well, this is not true at all. This trade is just starting, the way I see it. This move here is very hard to catch. Very, very hard to catch. Now, once this moves up, we know we're going to see a pullback. Look, a trader that does not know that it's going to pull back, you not only started trading yesterday, you were born yesterday. This is a fact. This chart's going to pull back. Now, I can't tell you that's going to pull back right here. I can't tell you that. But I'll guarantee it's going to pull back. So I'll wait patiently for that setup. Now, for those of you that know, and I'll just fly through this really, really quickly, you know that we're going to look for things like below the highest high, 3/8 traps, things like that for setups, you know, T-line bounces maybe. This is the circle we run in, maybe the Tredicator bounce, something like that. Bottom line, we're going to be looking for an entry in that area. Now, what if it moves up higher? Not a problem. We're going to move that up with it. Nothing changes. If this moves up, this is still a beautiful, gorgeous chart. Absolutely beautiful. And if it continues to move up, well, let's just move up with it. But we're going to wait for that pullback, okay? So, very nice chart here. You can see that we've just recently broke out, like yesterday, Friday, on Simon Properties. Very, very nice chart. Where else are we? Here's a chart I like, okay? I know some people in the room, we talked about it last week, some people don't like Macys. I have my questions about Macys as far as the company goes, but hey, it's the chart, right? So here we've run up. The bulls have been totally involved. The sellers have come back in. Now it looks like the sellers and the buyers, you know, they're breaking bread together. Well, one of these days here, somebody's going to get upset and run one way or another. Well, right now, it kind of looks like the bulls are ready to leave town. I mean, here we have this big pop to the upside. I'm going to call it big. That looks big to me. And then we have Friday, nice little doji here. It looks like we're opening up pretty much on an inside day. Very close to the T-line, right there with the 50-period moving average and the Tredicator. So we start seeing a breakout here. You know what? That sets us up for testing the top over here. We're close enough. I think that's what it does. So I've got my eyes on some Macys for a possible trade here. CLF. Let's take a look at CLF. CLF may be setting up. Now, I think CLF probably needs, we need to see some proof, I think, on CLF. So I would like to see follow through off of Friday's candle. So what that will do is that will make this right here around 20 bucks the tradable bottom is what I'm looking for. So, you know, here's what the chart might look like. Break on out, pull back a little bit, and then watch for those buyers. And then, you know, we want to watch this right in through here. We want to watch that. And I guess if you put it on the high, here, I probably should do that, shouldn't I? Let's put this on the highs. All right, I'm also going to put one down like this. There we go. So ultimately, we need to get through those, we'll call it a pair of downtrend lines. But if we did break out and set up, I would have no problem buying in there. Here's the last one, a little bit of ROLEX. That's wrong. Try that again. ROLEX. There we go. So ROLEX here, let's move that. So here, in the very beginning, I think we were talking, or early on, we were talking about the gap, and I rarely trade a gap. And I really don't. I don't particularly chase gaps. What I will chase is what happens after the gap. So here we've gapped up on ROLEX and see how we've pulled back. Well, now the buyers might be starting to step in. So I'm seeing signs of that. See Friday, the wick here? The long wick. You see today, so far pre-market, which pre-market, you know, I wouldn't put a lot of weight into pre-market, to tell you the truth. But the pre-market is holding up here, so I want to give it, you know, its due. I like the chart. Now, something about these pullbacks, you know, when we rally up, you pull back, you know, sometimes it takes 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 days, maybe 7 or 8 days, you know, to build that bottom in there. So be careful not to always be too early. And you know, I look at this chart here, honestly, I don't see it really paying till it gets over 44.85. Now, if we come down a little bit more, I would probably change that line. But right now, that's what I see. And, you know, when charts start rolling up, well, you know, they'll roll up. I mean, if you just look at the setup, it rolls up for 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 days, more than 3 or 4 days, you know, 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 days. So if this starts rolling up, you don't have to buy it early here. You got 3 or 4 days here you can make money on. Just be careful not to jump in too early. Wait for the right time. Unless you can handle the heat if it pulls back. Then, of course, well, that's a different story. All righty, folks, that's about it for me here. Remember, I'll be over in the live trading alerts room breaking down some charts for some trades today at 11:45 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see everybody there. You guys all have a wonderful, wonderful, profitable, safe, and great day. Later.